Well, here we are. We completed the best episode in StarCraft, and it's time to, continue with our journey with the Zerg. Might as well just get it over with. So let's do this. Zerg campaign, Overmind. The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran world. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Now efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces. Ooh, look at that Ultralisk. Among the ruins.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my Cerebrates, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
Yeah, I love it. That's what we want to do.
The hatchery is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates larvae, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions. Now, create a drone and start gathering resources.
Spawn more overlords.
Overlords provide control for your minions. As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control them. You have enough minerals. Select a larva and mutate it into an overlord.
Alright, so here's the Zerg. Big difference you're noticing? We're on some big purple stuff, and yeah, we can build 3 units at a time in this one. Or 2 units in a different one, or whatever. The point is, we don't have build queues anymore. Now we have little worms that transform into anything we want.
To create new warrior strains, you must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your last drone to make a building.
Oh yeah, that's the sound we wanted to hear. The big flying elephants of the Zerg.
Now, order your drone to become a spawning pool.
We require more minerals.
You'll notice that structures can only implant themselves upon the creep. You can make creep colonies to extend the creep, but only a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
So yeah, that's the Zerg in a nutshell. It's like, hey, you're slowly taking over the map. And this creep stuff, it gives you vision. It's a lot harder to get vision in this one because here the creep colonies are exposed. Whereas in StarCraft 2, there's little creep tumors that the queens put down. And they become cloaked or hidden after they spawn. But yeah, this is basically, we're going to go through the Zerg campaign, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know much about the Zerg. I can hold my own with Protoss, but with Zerg, I have no idea what I'm doing. All I know is you keep building idiots, and eventually your enemy will die. But you gotta be somewhat kind of smart on how you throw these idiots away. You can't just... Well, I guess you could just deathball majority of the time. Which, spoiler alert, you're gonna be doing in this campaign a lot.
Greetings, I am Zaz. I too am a cerebrate of the Overmind. I have located a small band of Terrans who could threaten the Chrysalis and the Hive Cluster. You must not allow them to leave here alive.
Oh, snap. You guys remember that? I told you guys we'd be seeing a Terran race with brown colors. And it's a remnant of the Confederacy. This is before the Dominion fully takes over. I think this is like, I don't know timeline. We're just gonna estimate like maybe a week or maybe a little bit less before the Dominion is just like, you know what? Now we're the Dominion. Instead of the Sons of Korhal, we're the Dominion. But obviously this all takes place after Terran campaign, so you know, this is the next chapter. We're seeing what the Overmind is cooking up. As you can see on the left, there's this glowing thing with a egg. We gotta protect that. Even though it's invulnerable and it can't take any damage, we somehow gotta protect it. So yeah, as you can see, the Zerg are pretty disgusting. Look at their buildings. There's an exhaust port that looks pretty disturbing, and they're just growling at us the whole time. I'm sure the drone is like, yes sir, I'll go there right away. But the way he says it is just... Moving this army is going to be a chore because of the 12 limit selection. As you can see, just sending out one squad is it'll be okay for these early campaign missions, but look, we already lost 5 units. So, yeah, Zerglings, they're a little brittle. And it doesn't help that they don't have their speed upgrade, because as you can see, the Terrans can just shoot them right away. So if you ever use Zerglings in any strategy, you want to build or not build, you want to research their speed. Because look how long it's taken us to get to a single Marine. It's quite a bit painful. This is one of those critical upgrades that certain units need. You could try and get away with it, I guess, if you don't want to spend 100 minerals and 100 gas, but it'll make your life a whole lot easier if you spend these resources. So yeah, faster Zergling movement. And it's quite a bit of an increase, actually, compared to their default. Most Zerg units, for some reason, you need to upgrade their speed, which I guess makes sense, since you could just make so many of them right away. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If you want to start building more units, you're gonna have to build more hatcheries, because since we don't have any buildings with building queues, we have to rely on these 3 little worms that spawn at the base buildings. So you're gonna want more of those. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm crazy, but for some reason I feel drones harvest minerals faster. I know it's probably not true at all, but that's what it feels like. And here we're gonna morph this drone into a Hydralisk den. And Hydralisk is one of the more iconic units, I guess. You look at a Hydralisk and you know it's a Zerg unit. Even to people who barely know much about StarCraft, they look at a Hydralisk and like, yeah, that's the thing from the sci-fi game. And yeah, we're gonna need Hydralisk because, as you can see, these Confederates have wraiths. And while normally they're not that big of a problem when we're just attacking with Zerglings, they're gonna become a problem. Even though I guess we could just overrun them and it wouldn't matter. But yeah, we're just gonna show off a few Hydras here. So look at that. Look how many units we have. And we've only spent like what, maybe 200 minerals, maybe a little bit more. If you couldn't gather from all of this, I'm not a fan of the Zerg. I kind of think this race is dumb, and I don't like that Blizzard always pits Terrans versus the Zerg, and Zerg always winning. I also don't get the mass appeal of, oh hey, look at these bugs, they're cool. You think if we meet them in real life, they'll be like, oh hey, you like us, yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter. Yeah, here as you can see, the burrow ability on Zerglings is redonkulous. They go to ground right away, whereas Hydralisks need to turn around, face south, or southeast? Yeah, southeast. And then they go to ground. But Zerglings, they just right away where they are, boom, just burrow. So top left was one of the ways of that you could get into the Terran base, and right now I'm going to show you how to get the normal way, the way they want you to do it, through this small little forest where they had a lone barracks building and spewing out Marines, and then entrance to the base. They have a lot of shooting at this base for some reason, at this area. A lot of Marines, a lot of Goliaths, and a couple of Wraiths.
Our forces are under attack.
And yeah, I think that's most of the Wraiths gone. Now we can just go straight for the base. Oh yeah, look at this fireback who worked. He's gonna trade with 2 Zerglings. He died, but he took out our Zerglings. I command that firebat. I remember his name. Meanwhile, we got so many minerals, so why not just keep building more units? Now the Wraith is trying to do work, but hey, we have 2 Hydralisks. We're OP. Apparently, somewhere I heard that Hydralisk attacks are small AoEs. So small exploding attacks, which I guess if you look at the animation of their attack hitting, it makes sense. And no, they're not shooting acid or anything like that, in case you were wondering. They're supposed to be spines. It gets more fleshed out in StarCraft 2, but here it does actually look like they're just shooting acid at you for some reason. Yeah, we're essentially done with this mission. Most of the base is being destroyed, so now we just gotta work on these supply depots, refinery, and the starport, and we're done. We have protected the chrysalis. Well, here I fucked up. I thought we were done. It's like, oh wait, oops. Building's in the red, it would die eventually, but we don't want to be here any longer. Let's just get on with this. And we did it. So yeah, see, there you go. Remnants of the Confederacy. So yeah, that's your introduction to the Zerg. You're a big swarm of aliens. Woohoo!